Well, this is a response video, but I guess in part it's just a video on the general subject of organization and some of the liabilities and advantages. On the general subject of conflict in organizations, it is sort of inevitable. And there's been this, I've had my problems with people in this community, and other people are having their problems with each other. And I am probably the last person anyone would listen to regarding how to get around those, because obviously I react to my problems my way, and other people react as, they're comfortable. And, but I do have perspective in the sense that this is why I didn't get involved early on in the organization. Part of it was that, I really don't care about what the organization is called, and whether it has a logo, and whether there's administrators or any of that stuff. It's just pretty irrelevant to me, because over time it's going to acquire its own character as an organization, and I think that's always going to be sort of in flux. It'll always be something that'll move with the people most connected. But I think as a resource, it isn't that hard for it to be what it needs to be, in the sense that it really shouldn't have any agenda beyond providing a mechanism for atheists who wish to organize around different issues to do so. To be something that doesn't put any restrictions on people and just provides opportunity. And there's always going to be some resentments and animosities. There's just no way to get around that, because some things, some issues are going to get more respect, or it's always going to happen. But if people have a little perspective and relax a little bit, I don't think that's going to be a tragedy. I don't think that's enough to blow everything to pieces. There's really, it's valuable to have this mechanism where we can promote videos and the rest of it. And there's always going to be, okay, who's voting, who has power over what gets voted on, and all the rest. There's going to be some controversy there. And maybe the way to go is to just have, the top 3 the vote getters, and to promote all 3 of them in order. And that way, there's less chance of people feeling cheated. And then we can look, every individual will have to make their own decisions about how aggressively they'll support something. And for some videos, some people might be less aggressive than others. We all naturally do that. Sometimes we're enthusiastic and sometimes we're not going to be. And that really shouldn't be a problem. I guess if we stay out of having obligations to the organization, then I don't see any chance of failure. And to me, it's a necessity. And so I just would sort of suggest that the people involved in their controversies here just, try to get angry and then get over it. Today I was angry. A lot of crap went on, and I started fighting with people I like. Victor, give me the break, man. There's nothing I don't like. How can you dislike the guy? He's just, a nice guy. And I know some people have a problem with him, but whatever. I'm just saying, his video style is very neutral and, hard to be offended by. And in that respect, there's nothing I have to dislike about him. And, we haven't talked much, just a few videos, few exchanges here or there since I've been on YouTube, very, very slight. I guess we have some mutual respect for each other, is the bottom line. And, I was willing to throw that away today because I was angry and frustrated. And so, accept that. We're not perfect people. And we're going to be we're going to have our moments, and some of them aren't going to be good moments. And you know, we should be able to tell the difference between things that really matter and stuff that is okay. Give me a few days and I'll get over it. There is a distinction, and I don't want to minimize anybody else's anger, you know. So I mean, if it's something that you can't get over, I'm supportive of that too. I mean, you know, we all have to make those decisions, and I'm not going to second guess somebody else's decisions regarding what they're willing to tolerate and what they're willing to accept, because I certainly make my own decisions about what I'm going to accept. And so I guess that's it. You know, like I said, I'm still very supportive of the idea of organization, and I will try to be more useful, you know, try to somehow help that happen, but it's not my strength. And hopefully, though, once it's a little more settled, then I can be of use. But I'm not a great negotiator, and that's sort of this. And this, like I said, it's just a time where you have to kind of let things settle anyway. It's always a little sloppy in the beginning, and so as long as everybody doesn't start pressing the nuke button, you know, it'll be okay. Just give it some time. Give it some time to work through these little problems. And I think they are little problems. I mean, even the dendrophilian thing. I mean, you know. I mean, who even wants to say the word pedophilia? Nobody even likes the word. I mean, you know, obviously, if I'm thinking, if I have a kid, I don't want, you know, some guy decides he's going to start, you know, rubbing up against my kid. Yeah, well, he's not going to, you know, it's going to be a big problem, really huge problem. But then if I have a kid and he's gay and he, you know, has a thing for 50-year-old men or something, I mean, I'm not going to, you know, what, I'm going to sit there and say, no, we're going to reorient you or whatever. Well, fuck that too. So, and, you know, in the age of consent and all, these are all complicated issues. It's like rape or anything, any of this, murder, any of this stuff. It comes in all kinds of flavors, and you can't use one kind of statement and say, okay, that applies to all circumstances. So, you know, while I'm generally not supportive of a man's right to do anything imposing on a child, you know, yeah, I don't know what kind of law I would write exactly. And I certainly don't see this as an issue. I mean, I'm agreeable in the sense that a person's speech, it's his speech. I mean, guess, you know, if you, let's say I'm actually going to work on a video, you know, that I hope to submit to whatever this lottery is that decides who gets to have their video promoted. And, you know, if I can make one good enough, we'll see. And, you know, and if I got promoted, and yeah, you know, there's going to be a lot of people who say, oh shit, you know, his next video was about his socialist crap or some other bullshit, or he did a video on guns, or he did a video, you know, and then so it would be the whole same old crap. And that's really not the point. The point is that we have to give each other a voice. Atheists don't have a voice in politics. They don't have a voice in a lot of places, and I think we are just, yeah, okay, sometimes that voice isn't going to be the voice I personally agree with. But I understand the concept that if I support 3 or 4 people, out of those 3 or 4, one of them's going to have the voice I do support, and that's going to be worth it. And so maybe there's some voices I ain't too thrilled with, but there's going to be a great one in there. And well, whatever. I'm not going to defend people and go through all that crap. I'm just, you know, they can defend themselves. Yeah, like I said, this is real hypocrisy for me to say something like lighten up, but yeah, let's just not get too crazy. But like I said, it's a terrible hypocrisy because there's some people in this community that I just can't lighten up about. You know, I just can't do it. And but I don't see that, like I said, I don't see how that has to get on our way. I mean, look, we have people we don't like, and then we comment on the same other video comment board or something, and we don't feel the need to go attack each other, even though we see somebody's post on there that we can't stand. And, you know, we don't sit there and say, oh, it's another excuse for me to attack them. I mean, you know, we let it slide and we do our stuff and let them do their stuff. And I think that's the way we should look at it. Anyway, time's up.